Hochnefer. Xenophobia is the irrational fear of the unknown and of change. We experience unknown and change every single day in our lives, such as what our future jobs will be, what our career will be, what we're going to do tomorrow, and even what we eat. Today I will be persuading you on why genetically modified foods are beneficial to our economy and to our health. I will be covering on what problems led to the creation of GMOs, solutions on how to future educate consumers on how beneficial they are to our community and to all of us every single day. Genetically modified foods are crops that have been altered by biotechnology to reap the positive benefits such as disease resistance, pest control, weather conditions, and making a faster growing period during every season. This is produce that you and me eat every single day that we know and love, like tomatoes and bananas. The problems that led to the creation of GMOs were that farmers were losing crops due to weather conditions, multiple diseases, and pests eating all of their crops. Not only were these problems losing the American farmer money, but they were making the crops that were sent to the shelves have a very short shelf life. They were constantly losing money in a dying market. Gabriel Rangel from Harvard University claims that the United Nations predicts that by 2050, 70% more food will need to be produced to adequately feed the global population. There are many controversies regarding genetically modified foods. Many people are against GMOs due to environmental and health concerns. They claim that by the time we figure out the long-term impact, it will be too late. But the issue at this point is that we've been genetically modifying foods for hundreds of years and have yet to see a negative impact. Keith Clore from Discover Magazine reveals that Bill Nye says that although we know what happens to the individual species of each plant that we genetically modify, we don't know what's going to happen to the entire ecosystem. However, genetically modified foods have proved more helpful than harmful, and according to the U.S. Farmers and Ranchers Alliance, we even have GMO soybeans that eliminate trans fats and produce healthier soybean oils. We are also currently in the process of creating GMO bananas that will make 6 times as much vitamin A for children with vitamin A deficiencies. Though there are many issues and concerns for genetically modified organisms, people shouldn't be afraid. There are many solutions to easing the consumer's concerns. There are many solutions that can be used to provide a compromise between pro-GMO people and anti-GMO people. Currently, there's at least 64 countries that require labeling of genetically modified foods. However, the United States does not have a mandatory labeling law. Many activists are pushing to enact a labeling law. They claim that it's important for consumer choice to know what they're eating and if it's genetically modified or not. Groups opposing labels claim a law will be unnecessary and eliminate consumer demand for genetically modified crops and make a lot of their benefit go down because people will react in a way that's not necessary. Chipotle even became the first restaurant chain to label certain foods on their menu as GMO. Though the debate about genetically modified foods is active, the scientific community has come together and concluded that consumption of genetically modified food is no more dangerous than eating traditional crops. Most everything we eat is genetically modified and we don't even know about it, including seedless watermelons, zucchini, bananas, cotton, and so much more. The main commodity that has been genetically modified is corn. Corn began as a wild grass and had tiny ears and tiny kernels, very few, and they were very small compared to what we have today. Over hundreds of years, corn was selectively bred to have larger ears and even more kernels to eventually create corn that we all know and love today. People don't realize how helpful and prevalent GMOs are and that they just need the education on what they're eating and how it affects the people who grow these foods, the farmers, making them a lot more beneficial, well off, and creating a lot more larger yield for everybody across the United States. We can take action and inform the population about the positive effects of GMOs. As a consumer and a food and a supporter of genetically modified foods, we can educate those who do not know about these products. The word genetically modified or genetically engineered can have a scary connotation, but once you know how prevalent these items are and how beneficial they become less scary. We need to inform people that GMOs boost the economy in a major way. Ever since the initial production of genetic crops, economies have been affected in a very positive way. GMOs allow farmers to make more and not waste crops, and allow consumers to eat more, reducing food waste. We can also inform them that GMOs are actually healthier for us. The food dialogues by U.S. ranchers and farmers would claim that some benefits include fewer inputs, as in water and pesticide resistance putting into the crops, and that are needed to grow food, and that GMOs are taking on food waste. Potatoes and apples are being used to resist the bruising and the browning that occur when you slice them, and making them reduce a lot more food waste as well. GMOs will also help children and adults in impoverished countries receive the vitamins they need. Again, with the vitamin A, golden rice produces and also accumulates vitamin A, which is available to millions of children who suffer from vitamin A deficiencies globally every single year. This technology even has the potential to create a hypoallergenic peanut. The future is insanely bright for genetically modified foods. Today I have talked about how GMOs were created to solve farming problems, how people aren't educated enough about genetically modified organisms, and how we need to educate the consumer about the positive effects of GMOs. I believe that with little education, GMOs can really take off and positively impact the way that we eat. They can positively impact the way that we eat, the way our nation runs, the economy of how much money we are producing and reducing food waste that can feed so much more people. In conclusion, genetically modified foods have had a much more positive impact than a negative one on the economy, the farmers, and the consumers. Thank you.